it ain't gonna work.
And your dad ain't quit drinking it.
Huh?
Is your dad still drinking it?
No, maybe he quit right around that time. But quitting the drinking, I was dry, but I was a dry drunk. Powerless over the whole goddamn world. And I took out that on the kids, the family. The only thing I had any power over, and I wanted to make sure that I used that.
And you stayed dry for 14 years? Something like that.
Probably closer to 12. I used to exaggerate a little.
And then what happened? You decided to take it,
I got the flu,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked your mother, I was in bed sick, give me a glass of orange juice. So she went and got a glass of orange juice. And there was a bottle of vodka in there. I don't remember how the hell it got in there, but it was in the refrigerator. And she made a glass of orange juice with a little shot of vodka in for herself. She brought the two of them in and set them down. And I guess she walked out of the room or something. I picked up the first one and belted it down because I had the flu. The strange taste didn't alarm me. But when I got it down, I knew. Got that
Get that rosy glow?
rosy glow and Jesus. What the fuck am I doing? Going without this for all these years.
I can only imagine. So you had a bottle of vodka in the house?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell it was there for.
Wow.
And your mother taking a drink was very rare, so
Mm-hmm. Just all kind of fell in place, huh?
yeah.
Wow. I'm really surprised, because that's what I was going to ask you about that story, was I'd heard that before, but I was wondering, how come there was vodka in the house if you weren't drinking? So, that felt like relief, I'm sure.
Well, because I didn't take a second drink then, and I don't know when I took the next one, but I was absolutely convinced that I was mistaken about being an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to get myself convinced then. It took me a while to get rolling again, but I did.
So at that point in your life, what was your idea of what an alcoholic was? Had you had some in your family? I mean, everybody, it sounds like when you're talking about everybody's childhood, everybody's father was drinking heavy. I mean, my picture I have in my mind is the whole neighborhood was just blotto every night.
Well, the Walsh boys, my father and all his brothers were all heavy drinkers. They were outstanding in the neighborhood.
Wow.
Stevie, my Uncle Stevie, my father's second youngest brother. I learned had a parent different, a male parent different than the rest of them.
Hmm.
And I know that my grandfather always treated him shabbily, but I guess he raised him and everything. But anyway, when my Aunt Marie died a couple of years ago, I went up there, and my cousin Harry, you know, the policeman,
Yeah, the priest, policeman
Priest.
guy, yeah.
he's telling everybody in the family that story. And I think he must have told it before my aunt died, because I figured that the story got to her that she was in a weak condition. Anyway, I was so pissed off at him. If it's true, so what? Why the fuck give it to her, who could be greatly injured by it? And what's the big gain? He says his father told him that, and he just blabbed it out in his holier than thou attitude. And he came up to talk to me at the funeral. I forget who the hell. Maybe that was a different funeral than my aunt's. But I was so pissed off at him when he came up to talk to me. I just turned my back on him and ignored him till he went away. First of all, I show up in the church, and there he is on the goddamn altar. The highest fingers you ever saw in your life. I was kind of pissed off at myself for losing control of the situation, but the chief of police and the priest.
Yeah. So he's just kind of an asshole, huh?
Well, you might say that. But he's holier than you are.
Yeah, he's closer to God than I am.
Right.
So, how'd you get there? The question I asked you was, what did you think an alcoholic was at that point?
Oh, I had fallen down drunk all the time.
Mhm.
Couldn't do the job. Couldn't hold the job.
So you had thought maybe you were headed down that road, but you had quit, and then 12 years later you thought, well, I was mistaken. Maybe I got a handle on it.
Yeah.
I can see
I
that.
just knew I couldn't do any screwing around and feed the family and be sure of it.
Mm-hmm. But you had always taken your whole check home.
Yeah, I didn't waste a hell of a lot of money.
And you pretty much drank at home. So when you started drinking again, you and Ma started to kind of go out and hit the hootenannies and
Yeah.
started having some social life there. You started playing guitar.
Yeah.
I guess when you bought a guitar for Noreen or something, she didn't play it, and you ended up.
Yeah.
Did you get lessons or just pick at it?
I got lessons. I learned all the chords and everything, but I'm not a natural musician.
Mm-hmm.
I might have been a better one if I'd got started earlier, you know,
Mhm.
like 10 years old. I might have learned to be really very good at it. I love the music.
Yeah. You've always loved music, right?
Yeah.
So then you're driving a truck and partying on the weekends?
Yeah.
Life was going along well for a while, and then not so well.
I went to Timmy McGinnis got married, and I was invited to the wedding. And I wanted your mother or somebody to drive me to the wedding, because I knew I had to get drunk. But nobody would go with me because they knew I would get drunk. And they were kind of disenchanted with me for some reason or another. And after this reception was over, I was standing waiting to get my car brought back to me. And I realized I'm too fucking drunk to be standing there. And I'm going to get in this truck or car and drive home. my mind.
So you said you were waiting for your car to be brought to you?
Yeah,
The valet guy?
valet, go
Yeah.
ahead.
You said, I'm too drunk to stand here.
Yeah, I said that to myself. And I hardly stand up and I'm gonna get in this goddamn truck and drive away, or car. And then I got in the car and I blacked out. I woke up in the Forest Park Police Station after having an accident. The only thing I remember from that was vaguely being standing out on the street and seeing the policeman's lights flashing.
You got out the next morning?
Yeah.
Not bailing out.
Russell came out late with the money to bail me out. And the copper that arrested me knew me and told me to make sure I brought an extra $100 so I could get my license back. So I forgot that when I called him. Forgot about the extra money needed. And so I had to go to work the next Monday, the day after, with my license still in the police station. And I'm driving a truck, and the first assignment I get is to take some stuff out to that goddamn
One of your regular runs, right?
electronic, what the hell am I trying to say? Goddamn, losing my marbles here. The power plant, nuclear power plant.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of those places, I've been in there many times before, and every time you go in there, they've never seen you before. And it's up against the wall and pat you down, search you, look in your hat and in the back of the truck. If you have a delivery, they assign a guard to go with you, and he stands there waiting to shoot you if you make a false move, you know. And I got this beautiful hangover and no license, and I got to go through that shit. That particular day, I talked to Brendan and switching assignments with me. About a day or so later, I left work with the tractor and trailer, and I dropped the trailer going about 60 miles an hour. I was in the center lane in rush hour traffic. The trailer went over and just parked in clear of the off-ramp and then clear of the first lane. Just parked itself perfectly out of harm's way. But when I dropped it, I was in the middle lane and I thought I'd killed somebody, you know.
Yeah.
And the hose come flying through the window and it's waving in my ear, blowing air. And so that kind of upset my day.
So why did you drop it?
I didn't have it hooked up properly, evidently.
So it came right off the fifth wheel?
Right.
Wow. Was it loaded?
Lightly, very lightly.
What highway?
55.
No kidding, 55 rush hour traffic. Didn't hit anybody?
Wow.
Wow.
I couldn't do any more work that day, and then it wasn't long after that I wound up in the hospital. I took the truck out again and went out to work. Worked till noontime and went to lunch. When I come back from lunch, I went out to get in my truck. I said, somebody turned my truck around. It looked like somebody, I figured somebody screwing around.